Evening, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome to Monday night's live stream. We're back on track with the old schedule. It's nice to be with you on Monday, the 21st of October. We're racing through October. I can see a few people are starting to join. Do say hello when you join. Do let me know where you're joining from. And whilst you're doing that, I'm just going to check we're live on YouTube as well as Facebook. Yep, lovely. I can see that we're live on both. That's very, very good. Hi, Sue. I hope you've recovered from your nightmare journey today. Good old M25 here playing up. Okay. So, yeah, we are good to go on all platforms. So, hi, Mel. Hi, Lane. Hi, Marga. Oh, thank you, lovely. I felt like going for something a little bit more grown up. It's been in the pipeline for a little while, and I finally found some time to do it yesterday. Hi, Marlies. Good evening to you. So, what's been happening in my world this week? The cardboard boxes are taking over in here, and I'm starting to get lots and lots of piles of product and kits and things. I am running my winter retreat here in Kent on the 1st to 3rd of November. So I'm in full swing of everything that a weekend retreat brings. So if you can see behind me, there's lots of piles of bits and bobs. I have boxes over here. I have other bits over there. And yeah, it's good fun. Looking forward to it. So I had my monthly card class today, my in-person card class today, which was really full on. We had coffee and card this morning. I'm with you guys tonight, and then it's full steam ahead for retreat prep. If you've joined my online card class this month, they will be going in the post on Wednesday, so look out for those towards the end of the week. Filming tomorrow and Wednesday, so all the videos and the measurements will be with you hopefully on Thursday, all being well, fingers crossed, Thursday. We've got a day out in London on Wednesday with my eldest because it's half term here. So Wednesday, I'm looking forward to it, and then it's just admin bits and bobs. So yeah, it's exciting times here. Very much looking forward to my winter retreat. I haven't held a retreat since March this year. It's in a new hotel. We've got some new people coming. It's going to be amazing. So I'm really excited. So who else is joining us? Diane, nice to have you with us. Watching you on the telly. Lovely. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Meg. Fabulous to have you with us. So feet up. Good girl. Very good girl. So tonight I am going to, I've picked up 3 stamp sets, a pack of dies and some card. So as always, I have no plans. We'll see where the evening takes us, and we will craft. Hopefully we'll get a card out of the class, not the class, the evening, and I hope to inspire some of you with a little bit of my creativity tonight. Do follow along, do add your comments. I will try and keep an eye on them so I can answer them as we go. As always, all the products that I've used in tonight's weekly live stream, they can be purchased from my online store, and you can find that at staceymarsh.co.uk. We have a super duper joining offer running throughout October, just 10 days left to take advantage of that. So the joining offer, you can choose £160 worth of product here in the UK, and you pay just £99. You'll also be entitled to free shipping on that order, and 7 days after you've placed that order, you can then receive 20% discount on any future orders you place up until at least the end of April. Really exciting time to join. We have a new catalogue coming in January. We have lots of promotions running, and you'll be able to see all of that as a demonstrator perk as well. If you wanted any more information on that, do reach out to me. It really is as good as it sounds. I'm not lying, I promise. And you'll also be eligible to join my Stampin Stars team if you join through me as well, and we have lots of fun. So hi Louise, hi Mum, and hi Carol. Lovely to have so many of you with us. So let's hop on over to my desk and I'll show you what I've picked up from my shelf. Okay. Grid paper on my desk. I know it's unheard of, isn't it? I've even cleaned my desk tonight. I'm not quite sure what that's about. I'm going to put that grid paper the other side because I do find grid paper really distracting. Okay, so I'm feeling all the neutrals this evening, all the neutrals. So I have crumb cake, basic beige, pecan pie, and I've picked up blueberry bushel. I did an Insta hop the other day just with blueberry bushel. It was a monochromatic Insta hop, and I must admit it's not a colour I ever reach for, but I really enjoyed it, so I picked that up as well. Now you might be thinking, what on earth is that colour combination? And as always, if we think back to last week, I chose 4 colours, I used 2, so we may not use them all, but this is my colour palette that I'm thinking tonight. I'm also thinking about maybe adding in some dark green and some dark red, but we'll see. And then stamp set wise, I have this Yuletide Village. I used this a little while ago and you all seem to really enjoy the live. And I love this set. I really, really enjoyed using it. And if you're coming to the retreat, we're going to be using it. And I just feel really inspired by this set at the moment. So I picked that up. I've also picked up a little bit of Regal Flora. Love this set. I don't feel like this set has had enough love this season so far. It doesn't scream Christmas, but I'm going to hopefully make it Christmas. And then for my sentiments, because the sentiments in here don't scream Christmas, they're super sentiments. I really enjoyed using this one, wishing I were there to give you a hug and sending love your way. They're beautiful sentiments to use, but again, not very Christmassy. So I've also added this one, Peaceful Season. And it's just really, really nice, Christmassy, festive sentiments. I used this today in Coffee and Card, and people seemed to really enjoy mixing and matching the sentiments to what they wanted to make. And then dies wise, I've got Countryside Corners. So those are my products this evening. And I think let's do some colouring first. Let's make some houses. So I'm going to give me a slice of white. Evening, Rebecca. Nicola, you've got the flu. Oh, my sweetheart. I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope it disappears very, very quickly for you. So with this first card, I'm thinking a slimline card, okay? So I want my slimline card. I'm going to cut this so that it's 9 centimetres deep. And I'm going to go 19 centimetres wide, okay? It's just a measurement I have in my head, okay? So there is no rhyme and reason to it. It's just there. If you come to my classes regularly, you'll know that's my technique. Once I get a measurement in my head, that's it. We stick with it. So Yuletide Village, I am going to create a little street of houses. Okay, so these are really, really important. They may look a bit grotty, but they are the sentiments that I've stamped onto Post-it notes. Okay, Post-it notes are such a good craft tool. If you don't use them, you're missing out. So I have a selection of the houses here that I've stamped onto Post-it notes, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to mask some of the images. So let's grab a little memento. I'm going to stamp tonight with Stampin' blends, so alcohol markers, which means that I need to be using a memento ink pad. And I'm going to start, let's put some of these houses onto blocks. And I'm going to use all of them, I think. So not only are Post-it notes really good for masking your images, they're also really good for placement. So if you want to kind of think about how this might look, you can just sort of pop them along there just to give you an idea of how that little street might look. Okay. Oh, Elaine, I've just come back from a craft retreat with some new friends and Louise Daniels. Oh, I love Louise. She's such a sweetheart. How lovely. I hope you had a lovely time, Elaine. It's always nice to have a little bit of time out, isn't it? Okay, so I also want the church. Church needs a bigger block. And of course the little tree. Love the little tree. So let's start. Let's start about there, shall we? I love this one. This is my favourite house, okay? This double one. Let's give this a good inking. I'm going to pop that about there. Could have inked that a bit better. And then what I'm going to do, because I want to stamp them next to each other, but I want them to look like terraced houses, so all jumbled up next to one another. This is where this comes in. So you take your image, and what I've done is I've stamped that so the sticky side of the post-it note is here, so it stays in place. And these, I've used these quite a few times, and you just pop them back in your stamp set and then they're there for the next time you need them. Let's go for this one next. And you can stamp them kind of as far in front as you want, really. I'm going to go for this one here. And what I love about these stamps, because they've all got a wavy line along the bottom, you can match up your wavy line. So now we're going to move along again, and I want my post-it note with the long house, like so. Let's put a tree in there, shall we? So let's stamp the tree. Pop my tree on. And then let's have this full house at the end. So it looks like a lovely little cul-de-sac going on here. There is actually a cul-de-sac in my village that is really, really similar to this. So when you take that off, it now looks like that house is behind the tree. This house is in front of the tree. It's just great, and you can just really be really creative with it. Now, the question I have now is, do we put the church in? You don't often have a church at the end of a cul-de-sac, do you? So let's leave that off, shall we? Let's do another one of these houses. We put the tree in again. Pop my little post-it over my tree. Hi, Joanna. Oh, I'm glad you had a lovely time, Elaine. So here we have a lovely street of houses. And actually, I've done really well there because they're not too far away from each other at the end. So keep all your little post-its, pop them back in your stamp set, because who knows who will want to use those again. I'm also going to stamp a couple of little images here onto some scrap white. I want a couple of trees, like so. And I'm going to have, do I want that one? No, I'm just going to go with a couple of trees. Now, we didn't use the church, so let's stamp the church. Because we can't leave the church out, can we? Maybe we'll do 2 cards. Maybe the church can be on the second card. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to colour these houses in, but I'm just going to wind my camera in a little bit. So I'm just going to make sure it's all okay and it's not going to collapse on me. So just bear with me. So you should hopefully now be able to see a bit better when I'm colouring. So let's just focus that. That's good. Okay, so let's start with the tree. I feel like the tree is a really, really good place to start. I'm also going to bring in this. So I'm going to go for different coloured houses. So I've got a little bit of blueberry bushel. I've got a little bit of cherry cobbler. I've got a little bit of shaded spruce. So we're going really, really Christmassy with these houses, okay? Oh, I've got some little messages popping up. That's better. We can zoom in on YouTube. I didn't know that. It does look like a great place to live, doesn't it? I agree fully. So let's do the tree first. So the tree, I'm going to use Old Olive. So with the tree, I'm not going to be too fussy about the tree. I'm just going to get the colour on. Two trees. And let's do these while we're here as well. Trying to be efficient with my colouring. Good word, isn't it? Efficient. I was on the phone to, I was in the room today while Florence was on the phone to her friend. And her friend used in a sentence correctly, bearing in mind they're only 12, her friend is only 11. She used the word nonchalant in a sentence. Even I thought, what on earth does that mean? But I was very impressed. So I'm just going to go over with the dark shade now to give it a little bit of definition. Overhit me. So I always start with my colouring with the lighter shade, and then I add my definition with the darker one. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over with the lighter shade to just pull some of that colour down. Okay. Like so. So they look nice. Evening, Carol. Thanks for joining us tonight. So whilst you're all here, who remembers last week I was talking about not being alone out here in the craft room, about having some little friends in the corner in my cupboard? Does anyone remember that? I do, sadly. So we managed to get to block up the holes where they were coming in. And we thought, great, they're gone. Done the job. Well, my husband came out here just before I went live and said, oh, bad news, Ratty's back. Apparently it's eaten through the makeshift jobby that Darren did, and it's back. So great. So now I'm going in with dark blueberry bushel. That was light. So this is going to be the cutest little Christmas street, and we're all going to want to move in. Now, I'm not going too crazy with the colour, and I'm also going to add in a little touch of crumb cake, because crumb cake just makes everything better. I'm kind of just putting it in the bottom, and this is going to blend all our colour together and make it look a little bit more festive. Joanna, I've got a little fairy friend, a mouse in my kitchen. Your cats have brought 3 in. Oh my gosh, I guess it's the wet weather, isn't it? It's drawing them all out. And then going in with a little bit of colour lifter. And that's just adding some real interesting colour to our house. So if you look at that now, let me just zoom in a bit. We've now got a little house that looks like that. and I'm going to carry on. So I've missed a little bit of blue in there. And the chimney. Let's do the chimney. Let's do the chimney the same colour, because how often do you see a blue house? You don't, do you really? And this one's going to have a little brown door. So let's go in with some pecan pie. This is light pecan pie. I use pecan pie a lot. Well, as you all know, it is my favourite colour. Love pecan pie. Oh, Mel, I must have been living with one for years when I lived in my mobile. When I left, I put a humane trap while I was away. I caught him and let him go. Oh, I love that. I must admit, I don't want to do anything horrible to it, but I just don't want it there. Okay, so that's my first house. What do you think? So let's go red next. So red, we're going to start with cherry cobbler. And this is light. God, this is an old blend. Look, it's the original Sonic plug-in. I mentioned that to Darren, and he said he was going to have a look at them. I must admit, when we were here last week, I kind of hoped that the rat had gone and it was never going to come back. But we're here. So I'm going to do a similar sort of design with this one. So I'm not taking that colour down all the way. And I'm going to go in with the darker one and add some sort of definition. And then I've got my crumb cake, my good old crumb cake. And crumb cake also works as like a lightener. And then I'm going to go in with my colour lifter. And I'll just go over with a bit of the light. Just blend all that in. Now, so that's my little red house. I'm going to put some little pumpkin pie. Not pumpkin pie, what am I talking about? Pecan pie around the roof. I think this is going to be really nice, lovely. Oh gosh, you're all talking mice now. Let me go back. My cat must have known something. He always looked at the bottom of the bath. I catch the mice with a humane trap and release them. Maybe it's the same being caught again and again by my cat. It could be. Neighbours have those sonic things in the garden. I don't think they work. They do know, Mel. That's how they knew about the second mouse on Saturday. What's that red colour, Stacey? That is cherry cobbler. It looks like my Diane Morgan winter scenes. It does, Mum. There we go. Around here. Now, these have got shutters on them. These windows. And it's got a little bow on the door. So I'm going to do this bow in green, I think. Let's just get a little bit of definition in there. Oh, and there's a little thing above the window. Next one, I'm going to do this one here green. So I'm going in now with shaded spruce. I was going to order the stamp set last time I ordered things. I wish I had now. I'm going to have to go and buy it. Bless you. Always the way, isn't it? I'm the same. I want dark. I picked up 2 darks and I want a light. It's always the way, isn't it? You see things and you think, oh, I don't know if I need that. And then you see people use it. You think, no, I do need it. I'm exactly the same. I'm influenced so much by people I see online. So some of these houses are really, really detailed. Right, so while I'm here, I'm going to colour my bow. And this one's got a chimney as well. Ruth Trice used the stamp set for a 1-sheet wonder. Wow, I'm going to have to look that up. Jane, I love watching you colour. Why, thank you, my dear. I love this stamp set. It's perfect for non-Christmas cards. It is. It really, really is. It's so versatile. I think I prefer it. Remember the houses one we had a few years back that had that beautiful paper with it that we all spent so much time cutting out. I loved that stamp set. So I'm going to use a little bit of crumb cake. Give it a little bit of oldie worldy finish. And then use my colour lifter to just blend all that out. Okay, so that is, I'm really liking this. I feel like I need this red one needs a little bit of work. I need to pull that colour down a little bit more. So let's use my light one. Oh my gosh, what's happening to this blend? That's better. That feels a little bit better. Better. Much, much better. Okay, so I'm still going with this greenhouse. I promise you this will be worth it. We'll make 2 beautiful cards and it will be worth it. Now this card's going to be quite flat, but you know what? That's okay. This door's going to be brown as well. Now, which house would you want to live in? Out of all of these houses, which one would you go for? This green one feels like it would have a lot of rooms. It would take me a long time to clean. So I'm going to go this little house in the middle. That's the one I'd want to live in. Oh, Margaret, thank you. You would love to colour now. Your couch and your blanket are too comfortable. You stay put, my sweetheart. I'm going to do this one red as well. Or should I do that? Let's do blue. Let's do blue. So let's do light blueberry bushel again. Don't like it to be too repeating patterning. I like it to feel at least a little bit random. A bit of dark. The green one, yeah, the green one's nice, isn't it? But definitely going to have a lot of bedrooms and bathrooms. Let's put that blue down a little bit more. That's better. Okay, now let's go in with my crumb cake. This one's got steps up to it, quite like that. Light pumpkin pie. This one's got a bow on the door as well, so let's try not to cut that off. A little bit of dark, more room for Stampin' Up products. Now that's exactly perfect. Meg, now I definitely want that set. Joanna likes the blue house. What, this end one or the middle one? Or room for a big craft room down the end? Yeah. Okay, we're almost there, guys. This one on the end is going to be red. So let's go light cherry cobbler again. And we're nearly there. Just got the little church to colour in. Just realised I didn't do the shutters on this one. So I'll do those at the end. Room for a big craft room where we can escape to. It's doing a little. I'm going to colour the church in brown, I think. Doesn't feel right to have a red church, maybe a blue church. And then let's go in with our colour lifter. Colour lifters are just brilliant. If you don't have one, you're missing out. They just do all the work for you. You want pecan pie on the door, on the shutters, and on the edge of the roof. And then, where's my dark? Here's my dark. I lost you on Facebook, managed to pick you up again on YouTube. Oh, that's good. Welcome back. I forgot my little chimney. So over here, I forgot my shutters, didn't I? So there we have our lovely row of houses. I'm really pleased with that. Now, I want to just add a little bit of light in the window. So I've got a bit of Daffodil Delight. I'm just going to do a little sort of cross where the windows, where the crosses in the windows are. Just going in with my light Daffodil Delight, just to make them a little bit yellowy. We want to have a little glow, and this is really, really light, so we're going to go over it with the dark in a minute. Here we have the dark. Oh, my colouring has brought the houses to life. That's lovely. Thank you. I'm just putting some little flecks in the windows to make them glow a little bit. So there we have a little bit of a glowy house. What do you think? Now, if I knew where my Wink of Stella was, I would give the roofs a little bit of a colour with Wink of Stella. I don't know where that is. So let's do the church while we're here. So the tree, I want the little tree. I'm going to colour that in green. This is Old Olive. And then, do we do brown? I feel like the church should be brown. I'm going to use a bit of dark crumb cake then as well. So let's start with crumb cake. This is dark crumb cake. And I'm going to use this as my, like I did with the other houses, as my sort of base colour. And then we've got to turn them into cards. So there's my crumb cake. I'm now going to go in with a bit of pecan pie in the top. And pecan pie and crumb cake layered over is just creates the most beautiful, warm, orangey brown colour. Just gives this really, really rich sort of look. Okay, and then I'm going to do a little bit of dark in the corners. Oh, I've just realised you're not in focus. There you go. Thank you very much, ladies. Oh, Kayla, thank you, my lovely. How are you? I hope you're well. Let's just give this a bit more. I love going to church at Christmas. Christmas is just, for me, it's not Christmas until you've been to church. And I'm not a overly religious person, but I just feel like Christmas, just, you need to go to church at Christmas. Now I'm going to go in with my light shade. I'm just going to pull that colour sort of up. And just use that to blend it all together. Now, what do we think of the church? It's a nice early morning here, but watching you colour with a morning coffee is so nice. Oh, love that. I bet it's nice and warm as well where you are as well. What's the temperature, Kayla? Go on, tell us all. Let's have a little bit of shaded spruce. I want light shaded spruce. Oh, well, that's not what's meant to happen. Now I've managed to work it. We'll have a little bit of green on there. Oh, I've not done the steeple part. And then what colour should we do the door? Should we do the door red? Let's do the roof. Now, 20 degrees. Oh, very jealous. It's just starting to be warm here, but it's really only a max. Well, it's freezing cold here, so you enjoy your lovely warm temperatures. Yeah, today was really cold, and it's just really damp and horrible at the moment. I don't enjoy this time of year. Just feels like the weather doesn't know what it's doing. Let's do a little bit of light in those windows. And the door, yeah, let's go for a red door. 2 weeks a day, I'll be in 35 degrees. Where are you off to, Meg? That sounds like heaven. Gone red for the doors. There we go. So we have our lane of houses and we have our church. So let's cut those out. I'm not cutting that out, obviously. I'm cutting this out. Now, there are no dies for this stamp set. It is a standalone stamp set. So let's just trim this out. And actually, they're not too awkward to cut out. The church is probably the most awkward because of this steeple. But they're not too bad. It's not, my desk has never looked so tidy during the live. Okay. So I'm not going to cut the bottom of that off. I'm going to leave that like that. La Paz in California. Oh, Mexico. Very nice. Oh, that sounds like heaven. I hope you have a wonderful time, Meg. Don't miss us too much while you're out there, of course. Okay, so we have one tree and we have another tree. And so far, we've literally just used ink and paper. So there are my, jealous of how you cut those out, oh bless you. So there's my tree. I'm going to move all these blends over there because we now don't need them. And let's turn these into some cards. So the first thing I'm going to do with this, you guessed it, I'm going to do my little favourite line. Where's my pen? Here's my pen. So this is just going to lift it, I really hope. Not easy leaving those who rely on me so much just now. My daughter doing well and her friend will be around. See, that's lovely. Knowing that she's got someone around that can look after her must be quite a relief. But Meg, I think by the sounds of it, you need a little break, my lovely. And I'm sure she'd want that as well. Okay, my not so straight line. And I think that just lifts it a little bit. Not too much, but just a little bit. Now, this is my piece of crumb cake. And I also had here, I had some blue, didn't I? So let's just see what this looks like. So if we were to map that on the blue, do you know what? I'm not. No, we don't want the blue, Stacey. What does the pumpkin, not pumpkin pie, I keep wanting to call this pumpkin. Okay, so let's do a card base from this. So I'm going to cut this down to 21 centimetres square. So this is a slimline card. So 21. That way is already 21. So now I'm going to cut it at 10 and a half. Now this layer, if I do remember, was 9 by 19, wasn't it? So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut this to 9.3. So I just want a really thin border around it. And 19.3. The lines just finish it off nicely. It breaks up the white. I think so as well. It does. Marilyn, hi Marilyn from Victoria, Australia. I just love this. Your colouring is amazing. Oh, thank you. That's really kind. Lovely to have you here with us. So I have that one. Just realised my camera is still really zoomed in. So that's my nice thin border, and that's going to go on there like that. I'm going to just zoom my camera back out. So just bear with. You might want to close your eyes. Gosh, the rat is back in the cupboard. Why is that zoomed in? Yeah. I'm just going to tell my husband. Come on. Hey, Google.
I can't connect to the Wi-Fi network. You might want to check the connection settings in the Google Home app.
I'm just going to text him. Okay, see what happens. For those of you that missed it or wasn't here at the start, I have a little fairy friend in my cupboard that keeps coming back. So we've not been able to catch him so far. And I'm surprised he's there, actually, given that I'm in here talking. Perhaps he's trying to get out. Ooh, love technology. I love technology when it works. It doesn't work. I am the most frustrated person. Okay. Like that and like that. But I'm going to put a little bow on, I think. And this, if I have enough of this, yeah, look. I don't. Look, that's really annoying. Do I have any in a kit somewhere? I remember we were given some. Oh, I have a bit here, look. We have some. So now what I can do is I can put this around my card. This is my absolute favourite ribbon. I go through so much of it, and if they retire it, I will probably buy all of the reels because I do just love it. I'm tying that on there. Lovely. And then now that can go on there like so. I think that ribbon makes it just work. Let's put this on some pads, shall we? Because I feel like we've not got any depth in this card yet. This is a foam sheet, adhesive foam sheet. These are really, really useful. See, Mummy, you've assumed it's a boy again. This is going in the centre. Now, this bit, I'm going to tie this on. And I'm going to do this with a really big loop, I think. I'm really scared the cupboard door's going to open in a minute and he's just going to come trotting out. If the live finishes, you know that's what's happened, okay? So I know that's kind of interfering. I'm going to just leave that like that for the moment while I do my sentiment, okay? So sentiments, in this pack we have friends and family are the true gift of Christmas. See, this says love from our home to yours, love from my home to yours. I mean, it feels like that should have it on there, but I'm going to put that inside, I think. I want a round one. Let's do Peace and Joy. Stamp that and see how we get on. Now, where's my white card gone? Here's my white card that I used earlier. I'm just going to stamp that in black. Or red, maybe. Let's do cherry cobbler. I mean, my husband has not come to my rescue. I really want to open the door. Right, and then I want a little circle die. I'm using a decal circle. I actually don't think I like that in the red. Well, I don't hate it actually, but not a great finish. This stamp pad needs re-inking better. Let's run that through. I mean, he's still not here. Let's see if he can just wait out. No? Peace and Joy. Okay. Maybe shaded spruce or blue. Use some steel wool. Ooh. I love this bow, but I'm starting to think, is it too big? Maybe I just don't put a sentiment on it. Some cards you don't have sentiments on, do you? This is where my indecisive side comes out. No, let's put it on there. Pads, 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 pads. He's not coming. No, he's not. He's not coming to the rescue. He said he's not coming out because he doesn't want to scare it off. Oh, goodness me. I just hope I don't get eaten alive. Peace and Joy like that. And then for the inside, I need to cut me a piece of this. Now, what measurement do we do for this? We did 9.3, didn't we? 1, 2, 3. And we did by 19.3. What if it's a badger? What if it's not? And then I want a piece of white, don't I? So my white was 9 by 19. 9 by 19. So let's stick these two bits together. I actually wouldn't cope. I would be standing on the desk. I have such an irrational fear of rodents. Oh, that's really made me laugh. I can just picture you standing on your craft desk and the dog's just looking at you to say, what are you doing up there? That's not how you craft normally, Mum. For those of you that don't know, Kayla has the two most beautiful dogs. and they often feature online with her. They are just beautiful. Okay, so in here we had that lovely sentiment, didn't we? From our home to yours. Now, where is that? Here it is. Love from our home. And I absolutely love that it's our home, not my home. I know it's only something really silly, but you send a card from two of you, you want it to say our, not my. So well done, Stampin' Up. Oh, Jill just joined you, and that looks beautiful. They're both watching you live. Oh, I love that. Hi, pups. Love from our home to yours. Bring Tinky out. Tinky is my cat, and Tinky just is not interested at all. She's a little devil. Okay, this feels like it's going to be a really long live tonight, but do you know what? I'm going to go with it. Okay, so that is the first card that's taken me an hour nearly to make, but I just love it. I'm going to see if I can find my Wink of Stella, and I'm going to do something with those roofs just to finish it off, but I'm really, really pleased that I love it. Those houses are just beautiful, and they've come out exactly as I hoped they would. Really love it. So let's finish strong with another card, shall we? So we've got our church and two trees, and I said I would be using a die, didn't I? So here I have the Countryside Corners dies that I've just grabbed off my shelf, and I'm going to cut me one that is this size, okay? And I'm tempted to cut that in cherry cobbler. Don't ask me why. No, I'm going to cut it from white or beige. No, let's do beige. Basic beige, because basic beige is just the most amazing new neutral colour. If you don't have it, I highly recommend you adding it to your stash. Just cutting me a little strip so that I can cut this die. Let's do that. Okay, so I've got my little die, I have my church, and I have my trees. But if you remember at the beginning, I brought this with me. So let's do just a quick bit of stamping, shall we? Got this. I'm also going to get some cherry cobbler. This cherry cobbler just is the most perfect colour. So on here, let's do a quick little bit of stamping, shall we? Move that over so that I don't lose it. So this is Regal Flora, and it is just a beautiful stamp set. Let's stick these on. I need to put my blocks in the washing machine. They're really grubby now. Oh, so worth all of your time. Thank you. Love Regal Flora stamp set and dies. Love beige, such a good neutral. I love it so much. I keep adding packs to each order. It's funny, isn't it? I've done exactly the same thing. Right, so where is my cherry cobbler gone? So let's get this stamped. There are dies for this, which is even better. So I've got a bit of that. I'm going to do a little bit of real red as well. This looks really, really nice in real red. Let's have two of those. I may not use all of these, but I'm just getting them down. Beautiful colours together. Look at those. Aren't they just stunning? And then I'm using Old Olive. So I'm using all the colours that I have used on my church. Okay, so I want to cut that out. Let's just move those. Oh, I want to do something with this as well. So this little one here. I'm going to take this little die. I want to just add a little bit of shading to it. Now, I'm not a fan, and I don't know if this is going to go down well, but I'm not a fan of the basic beige ink pad. It feels like it's on the green side, so I always like to use crumb cake with my basic beige. I'm just going around the edge. Getting as much colour onto that as I can. Like so. And then I want to stamp with this little stamp. And I'm just going to go around the edge. And I'm not even really thinking about this. Like so. So I'm just building up a little bit of colour. Like so. Okay. Now let's do some die cutting. So I've done that bit, I've done that bit, and I've done that bit. So I am, as my dearly departed friend Sue would say, I am componenting. Love that word, and I miss her a lot. So, Regal Flora, where are you? There you are. So let's now die cut all of these pieces. Do you think they'll ever retire crumb cake now they've brought out basic beige? I think if they retired crumb cake, they would have a revolt on their hands. I would be devastated. Surely they wouldn't. Oh no, you've said that though. You never know. But let's not start that rumour mill. Let's grab these down. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do more of these in one go. So washi tape or post-it notes is your friend when you're using these. There'd be a riot. I love that, Joanna. We're all on the same page. We really, really are, aren't we? That's really tickled me. Let's just line this up. Where did they go? They're on my sheet and I can't see them. Don't you just love that? Oh, I've had a lovely evening with you all tonight. Thank you so much for sharing your Monday evening with me. It's always a pleasure. What else am I doing? I've got this one here. I need a bit more washi tape. Just realised none of you can actually see what I'm doing really, but I promise I'm still here. Let's pull this through. One, 2, 3, 4. Now they've all cut beautifully, which means these next ones are not going to cut beautifully. Oh, I think we're raining here again. Just find rain so boring. Makes everything look grubby. And then this one we want to run through. Makes Mondays better when we get to watch a couple of... Oh, I love that. Thank you. That's really sweet of you. Okay, so I now have my bits and pieces all done. So let's just pop these out. And I want to cut my card base. So I'm going to use Cherry Cobbler. Oh, no worries, Chandra. Thanks for joining us. We're still here, chatting away. We've been talking about all sorts this evening. My mum has put the fear of God into us. What if they retire crumb cake? Oh my gosh. Well, let's hope they don't do that. So this now looks really kind of vintagey, oldie worldy. So I'm going to stick that on with some pads. Oh, and also my little fairy friend in the cupboard is back. Not happy. And he's in there still. So we've been using tonight the Yuletide Village stamp set from the mini catalogue, the one that's all the little houses. So that's in the centre. And now what I want to do is I want to sort of build up a little spray of these flowers, and then I'm going to sit the little church in amongst it, I think. So let's do this. I'm going to just curl them a bit. Have I got the bone? Do. Does look like an old photo frame, actually. And I'm being quite frugal with my glue because I want to be able to sit this sort of behind it. These are lovely, these ones. These little sprays. I hope you may have got... I hope Darren would have got rid of him as well, but he has reappeared this evening, much to my disgust. This one's got a little bit of washi tape stuck to it. This is quite nice without the church, just like this. Let's put this one on the little pad. Now let's slide the church in. This is where I might need to be a bit clever with the bottom of it, and this is why I didn't cut it all off. I think that's really pretty. even if I do say so myself. And I'm just going to be a bit clever with my angles. Okay, so I've also got my tree that can go in there, and I've got another tree that can go over there. Really pretty. I wasn't sure if I was going to like this, but I think I do. I've got one more that can go in there. And that will cover up those two little gaps. What do you think? I think it's nice. Okay, so sentiments. Let's bring out that sentiment again. So in here we have wishing you and yours joy and love to you. Joy and love to you would be nice, wouldn't it? Hoping this season is bright and beautiful. A season of wonder and happiness. Let's have a look. Joy and love to you. I feel like that would be nice in there. What do you think? Oh, thank you. Yeah, let's put that on there. So let's grab me a little block. And I'm just going to try this on here. And I'm going to just stamp it in black. Oh, that's a bit wafty. I didn't push very hard. Oh, no, I've not. Oh, my sentiment is broken. It hasn't got a proper U. Look how that's coming out. Oh, that's a J. Oh my gosh, what am I like? It's a J. Of course, it's not going to look like an O. Oh dear, it's time to go to bed soon. It's still not coming out as I want it. Better. Third time lucky, ladies. So let's just trim that into a little banner. Yeah, that's nice. That's just what I was thinking, but it is wonky, so I'm going to stamp it again. Let's get a better bit of white card. Trim it into a 1 centimetre strip. Right. Maybe fourth time, okay. Where is it? Here it is. Yes, much, much better. Comes to us all. Oh, bless you. So let's put that on there. I'm just going to stick it down with a little bit of glue. And then there's all this space over here. So I'm going to take, what did we do with the rest of that ribbon? I didn't have much left, did I? I only had this bit left. The rest of it has been used, hasn't it? Or do we think that's all right? Should we leave that like that? What do you think? I feel like it needs something over here. But what exactly, I don't know. Let me do the inner piece while I'm thinking. So let's just take a little bit of white and do our inner piece. I'm going to do 9 by 13.5. Leave clear. My mother has spoken. Leave clear. So we will leave it clear. Okay, guys, we are nearly there. We've been live for an hour and 20 minutes. It's possibly my longest live to date. But I've had a super evening. Thank you for joining me. Let's have a little recap about what we've done. So tonight I have used, I'm going to put all these pieces down. I've used, you tell me don't be frightened of the space. I absolutely do tell you that all the time. Don't be frightened of the space, and I have been frightened of the space. I've got Regal Flora that I've used on this card, and I've got Yuletide Village. So those 3 stamp sets we've used, and I've created this card here, the second card that looks like this. I might put a gem there, and the first card that looks like this. So 2 very, very different cards, 3 stamp sets. Let me know your favourite in the comments. Joanna, you know exactly what I'm like. You've already jumped in and said your favourite is the houses. I think it's mine as well. It's very simple, but I just love the colouring on it. And I really enjoyed making it. It felt quite just nice to sit and colour. And it's just been a joy to put together. And then this one has got a lot more going on, but it's really, really fun. So guys, I will leave to say that's all from me tonight. Thank you so much for spending your Monday evening with me. It's always a pleasure. I'll pop these on my website tomorrow with the list of products that I've used. So do have a look back there. For those of you that are saying you liked the houses stamp set but didn't order it, your order code is 164310, because so many of you this evening have said, I wish I'd order it, and I'm going to order it. So there's your code. And I'll leave you all there. I'll be live again next Monday. So Monday, the 28th of October. Same time, same place, and hopefully without a fairy friend in the background. So have a great week, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.